Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new Star Wars The Clone Wars action figure review. For my next brand new 2013 review, it will be on one of the cancelled action figures from Wave 1 of 2013, and it is actually the first figure of the wave, and it's Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is definitely the best Clone Wars Obi-Wan figure in the market. It's unfortunate how it literally is the best Obi-Wan figure, and it's not available for all of us, especially here in the U.S. Um, it's ironic how that happens. Let's go over the packaging. As you can see, the brand new packaging for 2013 is a completely different look. It's in the now Attack of the Clones design, originally for Attack of the Clones in 3D in theaters, which unfortunately it will no longer be in theaters in 3D for now. So that's why it has a new Yoda design to it, which I really like a lot. Has a lot of the green design going down and white on the side. It included a code for Fighter Pods game online, which I think it's kind of ridiculous. They eliminated the battle game, so it does not include a die or a stand, which is sort of a shame. Stands are always good to have. Not much difference from last year's packaging. The color design here is different as well. They use the same Obi-Wan portrait as last year's. Okay. On the back, since it is from Canada, it has information in different languages. Up here is the English one. Basically, this Obi-Wan is based off Season 4 of the Clone Wars. Here you have some of the figures in the line, which are really cool. Okay, so that's it for the packaging. I really like it. And here's the figure. Again, this is the best Obi-Wan you can actually have from the Clone Wars line in your collection. Let's go over his articulation. He has a ball-jointed neck, ball hinge shoulders and elbows, swivel wrist, swivel waist, swivel hips, and ball hinge knees. No articulation on the ankles, of course. Again, this is the definitive Obi-Wan. Articulation is great. The detail is fantastic. I mean, if you get a good look at that head sculpt, that is the best accurate head sculpt of Obi-Wan from the TV series that you can obtain. It's just really nice. I really like it. This time around, instead of brown, they kind of gave him a little, of the kind of red kind of color, sort of, you know what I mean? Make it more Ewan McGregor style, I guess, which I like it a lot more. The face sculpt itself is definitely a lot better. Last year's looked kind of weird, and 2011's was sort of there, but not quite. His clothing, the colors on his clothing are a lot better as well. Again, it's basically based off last year's Obi-Wan. The forearms are different. They're painted differently too. The comm link is much more accurate. It has like a nice silver and a little bit of blue on it. They gave him the swivel wrists, which it was something that last year's was truly lacking. On this side, his logo is also better painted. His lightsaber is very well detailed too. The paint job is a lot better, slightly different from Obi-Wan's lightsaber. It has a little difference to it as opposed to the way it kind of should be like in Revenge of the Sith, but it's really nice, and they actually painted it as opposed to last year's lightsaber hilts, which they just didn't paint it at all. The blue is still kind of clear. Not as clear as last year's figures, but it's still kind of clear, but you can still see it has a nice blue tone to it. And yeah, this Obi-Wan is wonderful. If you compare it to last year's, you can tell a major difference. Let me put them straight so you can see more or less what I'm talking about. The forearms are definitely, right here, all of this, the forearms are definitely brand new on this year's as opposed to last year's. Again, the paint job is certainly different. This year's, he has more like of a reddish, brownish kind of color going on as opposed to last year, which was all brown. His face, it doesn't look as weird, and his eyebrows certainly are fixed and not so thin looking, you know what I mean? Costume paint job is a lot better. Details on his belt are slightly better as well. The forearms, last year's was weathered, and it just had no articulation whatsoever. And this year's, it's nice and clean, I guess if you will, and super articulated. Paint jobs on his boots. Last year's was a lot lighter than this year's. This year's it's a lot darker. And then last year's also had the little 2 sign that he's used to doing, as opposed to this year, where this year he sort of has them lifted up, but not quite. You could still get away with it though if you were to put him into that position that he does in Revenge of the Sith. So I mean, this Obi-Wan is definitely the one you want to go after if you still don't have an Obi-Wan in your Clone Wars collection. And even if you do, you know, I plan to get rid of them because I like this one the most. The other ones are kind of just... Last year's, actually, to me, is my least favorite of the 3 that Hasbro has released. 2011's wasn't bad. It definitely looks more animated, that's for certain. The costume is actually more accurate in the sense that it is just, you know, plain clean like that. It doesn't look like a realistic style, which it has all these lines going down, all this detail of the cloth and whatnot. It's supposed to be like this, but I do like this and appreciate it a lot more. Yeah, you know, there's definitely major differences and whatnot. And 2013's is definitely by far the best Obi-Wan Hasbro, I guess, will ever release, since the line is canceled. The Clone Wars line is no longer being made. So you guys decide. You guys tell me if you guys like it or not. It was definitely a great addition to my collection, and I highly recommend it. So comment below and share your thoughts. I'm really curious to find out what you guys think of it. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Follow me on Facebook. The link will be down in the description box below. And don't go anywhere, because there will be more 2013 figure reviews to come. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force be with you.